so
Yoshi and
tired.
Peter. Yoshi and Peter.
Yeah.
You guys should have seen my body on cams for so
know.
long.
I can't
couldn't
believe
see it.
I wasn't
Go to
on
the
video.
house.
Titanic
So
Cannon,
on
thank you for
the-
gifting
on the
more
east-
subs.
On the east cam,
Yeah.
underneath the left arrow, you see my body.
Oh my gosh.
What? I was skipping through it the whole time and I couldn't see anything.
It was underneath the
Now
left
I
arrow.
finally
I was
go
actually
make
just watching
dinner.
Yoshi.
Hidden.
You people won't sleep.
Yeah. Holy moly, that's
I've
crazy.
not eaten yet today.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Some
Well-
crazy games today.
GG.
Good games.
I can't believe y'all now.
GG's. We got
It
two.
was nice to meet everyone who I haven't played with yet.
Yeah, thank you guys for letting me crash and play with you guys.
Dude,
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
that was really fun. You're
Thanks
very
for
good.
joining us. Oh my gosh,
You
you're so
are
good.
amazing.
If anybody ever needs an extra, just feel free to let me know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeet.
Same.
Same to you, Wits.
You.
Yeah.
Hi,
Some
Emma.
of you guys who
Y'all.
think
Anyone
600 hours.
I'm gonna say bye to chat, and if you guys are still here, I'll hang out and chat with you guys. Be right back.
Sounds good.
Nice.
That's fun.
Anyone still?
I am definitely gonna make dinner now because I have not eaten yet today. Thanks, Emma. You're really good from veterans. Let's go. I'm only really good as an imposter, but like I'm good at imposter strategy, but I'm not good at like knowing some of the other strategies. Also, my camera looks so orange today. I don't know why. I gotta fix that, but I'm too lazy. Wow, hi to South Africa. That's so cool. I've never been to South Africa. It's on my list of places I want to go. So, LA warm filter, lol. Oh, thank you, Kobe Jordan. I didn't make it, but I appreciate it. No, I know I need to eat, but I was flying all day. I woke up at 3 a.m. East Coast time. So I woke up at midnight LA time. So I have been up now for 21 hours. And I need to eat and then just chill for a bit and go to bed. Because tomorrow I'm recording the final vocals for the next ATC single. Whoa! And we're filming the video in like 2 weeks. Wow! Yeah. This one I honestly like even better than That Won't Save Us. Which I know is like crazy. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put my water, I'm going to put the pot of water on and I'll stay on for like 10 more minutes while it boils. While the water comes to a boil, and like if you have questions about new ATC stuff, I'll answer. So give me 1 second. Let me put the water on. Okay. All right, now the water is boiling. And hold on, we really need to figure out what's going on with this filter shit because it looks crazy. Webcam. Filters? No, that's webcam. Where's my video capture? Where is it? What the hell is going on? Okay, whatever. I guess it's not that important. Window capture. What? Am I crazy? I think I'm going nuts, guys. I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Wait. No, it's not. What? What? Webcam. Oh, it is webcam. Filters. What? There we go. Make it a little brighter. Wait, maybe bring this LUT down a bunch. Make it a little brighter. Actually, I can just turn another light on. I feel like that's really the problem here. Ta-da! It's still really orange, but I'll figure it out later. Okay, ask away if you have any questions about stuff. When's the next album coming? So we don't know. We don't have an official release date, and we might not release everything like in one package, if that makes sense. So we have like kind of an idea of something that would be a little bit more fun. The theme of the new song album Follow That Won't Save Us. It's more in that vein. It's going to be darker. So is this album going to be heavier? Yes and no. Like, so obviously That Won't Save Us is heavier and the next song is going to be even heavier than that, I think, a little bit, or like similar. But then there's other songs that are more like somewhere between In Our Bones and Past Lives. So we might divide up like where things get released, you know? So there's a little bit column A, a little bit column B. How many songs have we done? We have written so many songs. Is there going to be a Japanese exclusive again? Probably, because our label in Japan really loves doing the Japanese exclusives for some reason. Like, that's a big deal, I guess, in Japan, is to have an exclusive track. So that's why we usually do that. It's not like that we're like playing favorites or anything like that. It's just like a thing that I guess a lot of artists do there. What's my favorite song to perform? Probably Wasteland. I love it. What do you do with the songs that you scrap? Nothing. They just sit in a Dropbox usually and chill. Yeah. How does each band member's writing style differ? So we each have very different roles, which is really, really nice about the three of us. So the way before anyone knew Against the Current, we were actually 5 members, and I like, you know, there's some videos where there's the 5 of us, and we realized, me, Dan, and Will realized that the 3 of us were doing all of the things that we needed, and we were all filling in each other's gaps. So that's why we went down to 3 of us, and it works really well because each of us has very different strengths, and each of our strengths fills in the other's weaknesses. So what I'm good at, Will and Dan are not good at. What Dan is good at, me and Will are not good at. And what Will is good at, me and Dan are not good at. So it's like everyone has their strength that the other doesn't have, and like it kind of forms a complete picture together. So in writing music, Will is more, he's like the really artistic one, more musical, not as much, not really in the vocals. He dabbles in vocals, but his is all musical, like where I'm all vocal. I'm all top line, which is the lyrics and the melodies. And then Dan is supportive of both, in the sense where he kind of balances out both of us and our ideas. Like, he can't write lyrics and melodies that much, but he knows when something's not right and when something is right. So if I'm writing on my own, I have a hard time like knowing for sure if something's good or bad, like committing to something. And Dan does a really good job of balancing it out and like telling me to try something else. And it gets like, it's something that can be frustrating sometimes, because he'll be like, no, that's not right yet. And I'll be like, well, I don't know what is right. You tell me. And he's like, I can't, I'm not good at that, you know? And then it's like, he always ends up being right though. He always pushes me to write something more, and then I end up finding something that we love, you know? So it ends up like we have our own little system of checks and balances that works out so well, because we all have different strengths. Oh yeah, change it to just chatting. Because we all have like completely different strengths, which is nice. I mean, it would be hard if like all 3 of us wanted to write the lyrics and melody. That would be really and that was kind of the thing with having 5 people in a band. It was like too many cooks in the kitchen, too many people wanting to do the same thing, and it becoming really hard to make decisions. So Joe actually toured with us for years afterwards. So what Joe was really good at was like the technical aspect of things. He is amazing at being a stage tech. He's amazing with gear. He's amazing like with doing all that hands-on stuff. And at the time when you're in the beginning of a band and you're not making any money, it was basically like, well, Joe, like we can pay you to do what you're doing for us as a tech. But like when it came to like writing the songs and making artistic decisions, it's so hard to make those decisions with 5 people. So it really is one of those things where it's like not every band works as a 5-piece. We worked really well as a 3-piece, but Joe like was really, really good at what he did and stayed. He came with us to record the first EP. He was on tour with us for years and years and years. Like eventually we just parted ways because, you know, people grow out of each other. He had other opportunities and things like that, but Like, we're all homies, we're all friends, and I love Joe. He's amazing. He's like a really, really great dude and a really, really great tech as well. ATC referred to Australia? Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Christian, I know Joe teched for you guys. I mean, Joe is the reason I know about Falling in Reverse at all. Yeah, I would love for Will to Twitch that stuff. Do you think there's a difference between the emotion you put in a song and the emotion it evokes? Yeah, because I think songs are so, it's like art in general. You could write something with one intention and have someone else interpret it a totally different way, or they could feel exactly how you were feeling and really relate to that. So it depends. I try to be careful with the specificities that I put into my lyrics because I want it to be accessible in a way where, like, when you listen to our song, you feel the emotions, but it can fit to what you're dealing with or what you're going through or your specific situation. So there's always such a unique balance in how much detail you put in, because sometimes the details are what paints the emotion. Like, I always think of it, just because this is a really universal example that everybody knows this song, that Halsey and Chainsmokers song, like the thing about the mattress, like stole your roommates, like you'll never forget that, and it like gives you such a specific like picture in your head and feeling in your head, and it's one of those details where like most people can't relate to that moment, right? None of us have had that specific experience, but we understand the feeling of that experience. We've probably had some kind of feeling like that. So it's that kind of thing, is knowing when a detail contributes to the emotion, and knowing when details kind of make the song too specific to the point where it doesn't relate to anybody anymore. If that makes sense. I don't know if that's stupid or not, but are your lyrics ever not about you? Yeah, I write, so a lot of the things I write about are also written about emotions in a broader sense, not necessarily specific experiences. So there's a lot of times where I write a song saying, like, it'll be like like you did this, you did that, whatever, and it isn't necessarily about one specific person and one specific experience. So that's just how I portray that emotion or convey that emotion, if that makes sense. Any stripped/chill versions of the album songs? We'll definitely do that. We just did a stripped down version of That Won't Save Us, and that's out already. So that was really, really fun to make, especially because it was really interesting to make too, because we had to make it from opposite sides of the country. Dan and Will are in Florida and I'm in LA. Also, Poland, thank you so much for donating, and Alan, thank you so much for subscribing, and Calvin, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you guys. Cassie, I don't know, I would have a really hard time picking someone else's tattoo. Like, I want you to get something that resonates with you, that you want on your body for the rest of your life. So I don't want to, like, have to pick that. Roses, so Personal was about my friend Julius. Roses became about him. Roses was one of those songs, it's such a weird thing for me. When we were writing Roses, it wasn't about anyone specific. And when we were writing the verses and the chorus, it was just a breakup at first. And when we got to the bridge, we were like, what else do we have to say? Like, what else is there? And I was just sitting there saying in the room, like, guys, this doesn't feel like a breakup song. It feels like something much more permanent. It feels like true loss. It feels like there's like a space missing. Like, it feels like death. And that's when I said, I literally said in the room, I was like, what if he dies? And everyone was like, what? And I was like, no, like, what if this song is about someone that you lost? Because that's how it felt to me. Like, the lyrics in the verse and the chorus, like, it just felt so heartbreakingly sad, not the kind of sad just from a simple breakup, at least not the breakups I've had. Maybe like, there are breakups that have that kind of level of loss, but I just haven't had those. So that's why I said, I was like, it needs more. It needs a little bit more. And that's why I was like, what if the song is about like death, about someone that's gone. And then it was funny because Julius was still alive at the time, but then when he died, he passed away my mom called me the morning that I was of our show, of one of our Tokyo shows. It was the morning of the show, or the day before. I'm not really sure, but she called me and told me. And then I remember performing Roses that night, and just like I was singing it about him, and it like felt like I had preemptively written that song like for myself. You know, it was one of those weird things where it was comforting in the sense where I could sing a song immediately that expressed how I felt, but it was also, you know, obviously terribly sad and heartbreaking, and one of those songs that even though I never wrote it about him in the first place, I've always had a hard time singing it since. I've always pictured his face every time I sing it. And like Personal is 100% about him, but yeah, I don't know. So it was one of those weird things. I think sometimes we like write songs that we're gonna need to hear one day, I guess, and that's, I don't know, it's one of those things. I'm sure I'll lose someone else one day and Roses will still be appropriate there, but yeah, it was one of those things. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was such a weird experience to listen to, like, play that song and feel like I wrote it about the situation that I couldn't have known was coming, you know? So it's cool. But yeah, and it still could be about a relationship, you know? Could be a metaphorical grave, but who knows? Thank you, Greg. You is many attractive. Much appreciated, my friend. Much appreciated. Damn, it really be sad boy hours. No, it's not sad. I mean, it is sad, but it's like, it's nice. Like, that's what music does for us, you know? It gives us that peace. So it was what I needed to get through the show that night. So it was like a nice little gift to myself that I didn't plan on at all, you know? Do I ever plan on singing Niji or the Japan exclusives? We did Niji at our Japanese show, at our Tokyo show. That was super stressful because like it's all in Japanese, you know? But yeah, it was fun. Share something about what we're working on currently. So tomorrow I'm recording vocals for the next song, which is almost done, and I love it so much. And I love the song because it's about nobody else but myself. It's about I don't want to explain it too much, but because I want you to hear it first, but it's really introspective and just about like kind of, I want to say getting in your own way, but it's like more intense than that. So I don't want to give anything away too much, you know? So I love this song a lot. This is the first song we wrote in the lockdown. So that won't save us. I started with Matt Squire, our producer, in January, right before the lockdown started. And this was the first song we wrote when we were in lockdown and fully remote. And it was just like, exactly what we all needed, you know? It was so nice. Any old release songs you guys picked up and revived for this album? No. I've always thought about that for years. Like, I thought about, like, oh, we wrote all these songs, why don't we use them? If they weren't good enough then, why would they be good enough now? I've realized. Because I've only gotten better as a songwriter, theoretically, you know? So if I didn't think it was good enough 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and now I'm 4 or 5 years more songwriting experience, then I should be able to beat that song that didn't beat the 11 songs that did make it on the album, you know? There are, like, times where I'll dip into, like, concepts or a lyric or two or that kind of thing, but not, you know, not, like, the whole song itself. If that makes sense. Updated version of Guessing? Oh, God. Maybe one day. Yeah, I would play story games on stream. Any thoughts on OBJ and Saquon rehabbing together? They're buds. Hardest song to perform live, Legends Never Die. That song was not written for a female vocal. The octave between like the verse and the chorus is extremely difficult, and it's a tough song. It's really tough. One of the toughest songs to sing at first was Strangers Again. So Strangers Again was so difficult for me to sing at first because of there's a vocoder in the bridge, and it's so like rhythmic, like ba 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 ba, and like the way it is, it's just like, and also in the verse, like the half voice that I sing in, it's really hard to sing that well once. Singing things live is so much more difficult. So I remember the first time I sang it in practice, I was like, fuck, I sound terrible. It's like, I can't like perform this live. I love that. Yeah, I love that vocoder part. But it's stressful because if I'm off key, you will hear it because the vocoder is so perfect. If not for Phoenix, Strangers Again would probably... Yeah, I love Strangers Again. Yeah, we'll sing Legends Never Die at an AC/DC concert. I would love to work with One OK Rock again. I mean, I love Taka. He's so talented. And I love the whole band. Paralyzed? I love Paralyzed. Favorite song to perform live is still Wasteland. But I also love Talk. But, like, just closing the show with Wasteland has always been so magical. It's always felt amazing. So I just, like, I don't know, I love that song. I'll always love that song. That's, like, has a good place in my heart. You know? Hardcore version of Closer Faster? Yikes. I don't know about that, dude. Oh, I love Another You, Another Way. Yeah, I'm glad we brought that one back. I had to, like, argue with Dan and Will for a while about, like, bringing back songs like Talk and Another You, Another Way, because when we recorded them, obviously, you know, we weren't the same musicians that we are now, and for them, from a technical perspective, it was so hard for them to use, like, the tracks that we had already, like, from, you know, the tracks that we used during the show, so there's only 3 of us, right? And there's a 4th person live on stage, but still, that only covers 4 things. It only covers a guitar, drums, and either, like, a synth or a bass or another guitar. But our songs have so many more parts than that, so we play with tracks to supplement all that. And the tracks are made up of, like, you know, the parts that we recorded on the album. So, like, obviously Dan's guitar part's not in there, and Will's drums are not in there, my vocal's not in there. If we have live bass, it's not in there, so we just keep whatever we're not already playing ourselves. But they're old recordings mixed with our new sound and new tech, so it's, like, very, like, sometimes, like, Dan will be like, this sounds like shit compared to, like, how we are now, but it's a lot to, like, re-record all of that, so yeah. So from a technical perspective, they're like, this doesn't sound as good as the rest of the songs, and I'm like, for a song like Talk, it's not about it sounding as good, it's about, like, it's just so fucking fun. Like, we have so much fun. No, my food's not burning. My pasta water is just going to boil soon. Yeah, Talk is about the atmosphere. 100%. Do a show like Bush Hall again? I would love to. I love Gravity. I will be streaming more now that I'm in LA. I'm definitely going to stream a couple times this weekend, so. Yeah. I'm going to go now, though, so I can eat. I'm starving. And I will be streaming either tomorrow night or Saturday and Sunday. I'm definitely going to just be streaming on the weekend because I actually don't have anything to do this weekend. So I will be streaming and hanging out. And you guys let me know what you want to see. Please tweet me, like, what kind of games you want to play or whatnot. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I love y'all, and I'll see you next time.